Okay, so this was built from just parts I had laying around or parts left over from other projects. This cowling is made from a 2-liter pop bottle, and I'm just going to slide this forward so you can see how I built this. The front tube is 1-inch aluminum tube, and then it's bolted down with 2/4 20 bolts to a piece of plywood. The piece of plywood is just cut to a shape that's similar to the shape of a bottle, 2-liter bottle. This back piece is made out of pine, and I've shaped it so that the front leading edge is sharp, and then added some additional structure to the back to attach the motor mounting plate. And move it ahead a little bit so you can see. Okay, so brushless electric motor, brushless speed controller. This happens to be a 2200 3-cell battery pack, 1 servo for the steering and your receiver. This happens to be an old 72 megahertz or 72 megahertz 2-channel radio that got repurposed for this project. So this rear axle is just an arrow shaft, carbon fiber arrow shaft, and where normally your what do you call that, the tip, arrow tip, screw into a threaded insert, and I just found a metric screw with the same threads and use that to attach the blades, the runners, ice skate runners. Now you can build this with tires. In fact, these old heavy rubber tires that aren't getting used for an airplane anymore because they're way too much, because they're real rubber, they work really well for this kind of project. So 2 for the back, 1 for the front wheel. The way I did the steering is I just mounted a couple of old servo horns, one on the top and one on the bottom, as kind of bearing surfaces, and then just bent a 1/8-inch piece of music wire with some wheel collars, and then the control horn for the steering I just soldered onto the music wire, and then drilled a hole for my push rod to connect the connector for the push rod. This happens to be carbon fiber push rod that I used. So the arrow shaft is attached with just cable ties onto the back, and I think this piece of pine then just is attached with a couple of screws through the bottom. So anyway, can use some of your leftover parts, or if you have parts left over from an airplane or something like that, then you can make one of these. I call it the tri-racer. It's my own design, and they're easy to build, and they're loads of fun. So you can also build this tri-racer with snow skis. These are just made out of, you know, some thin aluminum. The edges are bent up. The front ski, you might want to bend the edges down so that it bites into the snow better for steering instead of bending them up. And I used wax the bottoms of these so that they won't stick to the snow as much. These were repurposed for an airplane, that's why they're mounted like this, but originally I had them on this tri-racer for on the snow. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel, and I have plenty of good building tips and other things available on there. Alright, thanks. Bye.